Hey, Unstuckers. Welcome to Casual Friday, where we take a moment to have a mini mastermind to problem solve, set goals, and keep the ball rolling on our own businesses. I'm joined every week by Cel, who has a mug that says, "Let the adventure begin." How apropos, if you are a weekend warrior, your adventure is about to begin. If you're not, figure out how to make it work. This week on the podcast, we had a conversation with Faye Fulton about the importance of storytelling in business. Go back and check that episode out if you missed it. It's a really great interview. She dropped a lot of cool knowledge on us. And yeah, so we're going to have our mini mastermind. Cel, how are you doing this week?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I had a laundry list of things that I had to get done this week, if you recall.
I do. I remember it was quite the ordeal. Last week we both had goals that we were kind of scared of for various reasons. One, yours was a laundry list, and mine was a fairly big commitment for an otherwise busy week where I couldn't do anything else. So we'll see how that went. Cel, laundry list.
Yeah. So
How did it go?
It was good. So I actually rewrote my laundry list because it was messy. So I had to create a description of my site under the free resources, add some things to the free resources aspect of my site, set up my Clubhouse. So my profile's legit there now.
Nice.
And then schedule myself into a room, which I did like an hour before this.
Hey, just in time.
And then pitch revision for podcasts, which I did. I haven't pitched though. I would like to run my pitch thing by you, perhaps. So
Excellent.
We'll talk about that in a wee bit. But yeah, the NRA will not be getting my money this week. What about the American Nazi Party? Will they be getting your money?
No, they will not. Why?
Excellent.
Because I said I would do the homepage to 505 Songworks, and I did that, and I lied last week because I said I own the domain already, so all I got to do is start building the thing. I didn't actually own the domain.
Oh,
do now. I do as of now. So an added to-do list item was I thought I did. I did not. And luckily no one listening out there ran out to check and bought it before I could. But now I own 505songworks.com. Nothing is there yet because I'm not going to publish until the website's created. But the homepage, I sent Cel, I sent you a preview last week.
It exists.
I did it right away on Sunday because I realized, oh crap, I have like 3 Zoom PowerPoint presentation things to build and then give during this week. So
oh my gosh.
Like, if I don't do this right away, it's just not going to happen. And I'm so glad I did it on Sunday because I don't know how it's already Casual Friday.
Seriously.
Like, wait, what just happened? So so if I had not realized that and planned in advance, American Nazi Party would be getting some of my money. So thank goodness for that.
Bitch can't have your money.
No,
and that is a
can't have my
perfect
money.
Quick segment into, guys, if you are not following us on Instagram, you should definitely follow us on Instagram because Josh and I have been doing weekly reels and they are fucking fantastic.
If we do say so ourselves.
No bias, but you know.
Yeah. If you want to see me throw some dollar bills on the floor with Penny, my dog, then you should check out our Instagram because I just posted a reel yesterday about that.
Or if you just love puppies, Josh is apparently always going to have his dog in his reels, so.
It is my plan. It is my master plan. Use her cuteness for Instagram purposes. Absolutely.
Excellent.
All right. I'm getting my timer out. Cel, 10 minutes. Tell us about your week, what you're working on, what you're struggling with, etc. Go.
Okay, cool. So I have a list of Unstuck updates. So I don't think I mentioned it last week, but the webinar that I did, like, oh my God, almost a month ago now,
time flies.
I ended up, I ended up doing that email campaign and 0 sales from it. So I just forgot to update you. It's fine. I'm over it now because it was weeks ago, but yeah, cool. So I know we've talked in the past about stretching ourselves too thin, but I don't know. I feel the need, I feel inspired to tell my grandmother's story and how it's intertwined with mine. I just ended up finishing a novel, for funsies, that I was reading, where this girl talks about her grandma and
you read for fun.
I know. I'm in a book club now. I feel old.
Oh, yeah, you just got older than me like that. Wow.
Oh yeah, Shawnee. um, but it's honestly like I outlined this book like a couple of years back, so I don't know if I want to pursue it right now, but I think if I have some downtime, I might revisit my notes from that and see if anything goes anywhere with it because I don't know. I miss my grandma. So I think this would be a really fun time to kind of bring that back up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay, so Wednesday, I was talking to my business coach, and one of the other girls in the group mentioned using quizzes as an opt in. So
Hmm.
I would love to brainstorm with you some options uh, of like getting people from point A to point B with a quiz. And I have some notes on that. So essentially, what do they want to learn about themselves, right? Like that's why you would do a quiz. So
Hmm.
from the
Are
person
you a
who
good mom?
I don't need existential questions, man.
Oh,
Just needs to
okay.
be something
Okay.
simple, like, I don't know. This is what I have come up with thus far. I don't know if they're solid or not, but what cooking method is best for my lifestyle? I think that could be kind of cool because ideally it should lead into them purchasing a mini course potentially, right? Like the problem that they have should be resolved by my mini course, ideally.
Hmm.
Um, key pantry staples, maybe something along those lines, or like how to add healthy to your pantry. I don't know, but it doesn't have to be right now, but just mull that over and like think of things that could potentially like intrigue you. You know, like when you're on BuzzFeed and they're just like 5 ways to do blah blah blah, and you just get sucked down that BuzzFeed rabbit hole. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
Hmm.
something like that, but less rabbit hole like and more valuable. Okay, so
More an end where they buy your course.
exactly, ideally, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Um, she also brought up my business coach that is reaching out to like a mom box subscription and putting a flyer in. I've done subscription boxes in the past. How often do you like actually look at the flyers that are in there rather than just recycling them?
Never.
That was my thought
I
process
think
on that
I
too.
think though the reason people do it is because a lot of people do pay attention.
Hmm.
Um, that person's just not me, so I don't know.
It's not me
But I'm also
either.
not your target demographics.
I'm also not my target demographic, but like
Right.
we're both millennials and we throw them away. Recycle, but
Right,
still, you
right.
know what
So
I
maybe
mean?
younger people, younger to older, they're I bet that's a Google search away. I
All
bet
right.
you can find my
Statisticals?
guess would be that an older demographic still pays attention to some of that stuff,
Hmm.
junk mail and coupons and whatnot. Um and and the younger demographic is a little more, well, I just throw everything away. I don't want this in my life. Why did it come here? But I
Yeah,
think some people are
samesies.
strategic. Like there's still coupon cutters out there, but they know what they're looking for and they discard other things pretty easily. So
Yeah. I was
um
watching New Girl today, and Schmidt says coupons.
coupons.
Okay. um,
Side
cool.
note.
Okay, another thing she brought up was virtual cooking classes at like past co-ops that I've done.
Hmm.
I have a bone to pick with this. I've
Okay.
never gotten a sale from doing free cooking classes at
Right.
co-ops. And like I mentioned that to her. She's like, maybe just still try. I'm like, honestly, like I'm having better success on Instagram and like doing that with video
Hmm.
than I think I would be doing
Hmm.
co-ops
Hmm.
and things of that nature. So I don't think I'm going to pursue it. I just wanted to mention it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
I would keep it in the back of your brain just in case, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's a now thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guest writing. I was reading Actually, I read a whole book today. Damn. I was more productive than I thought I was today. I read a book on my Kindle today.
Read a
Um,
book, watched New Girl, like you got everything.
it basically like broke down like 5 steps to like the sales process and like shows you where you're weak, which is really cool, and then gives you like prompted questions to like get yourself through that process, which I thought was really cool. But this woman mentioned that she did a lot of guest writing early on, like pre-course launch or whatever.
Hmm.
I mean, that would still be pitching to people, right? Like pitching to mom blogs to guest write
Hmm.
on them. You can't just like weasel your way in and be like, "Hey, here's," or, like, do you write it beforehand and then like pitch it to them? Is that how that works?
Yeah, so I've never done it, but I've heard this come up from a lot of sources that
Okay.
I listen to and follow and whatnot, and a lot of people um, say to write it and go, here, I noticed that you do X, Y, and Z, but I've got W here, which fits in very well, you know, but it's
Okay.
not exactly what you got. If you would like, you may use it. Here it is.
Okay.
And the key, I think, to not wasting your time is to make sure no matter what, it's an article you can use elsewhere, um, and like your own site, as well as you could pitch that same article to multiple places.
Okay.
Um, so if you wrote yourself like 3 to 5 articles that definitely have to do with your client, then you can use those no matter what at some point.
Yeah.
um, then the time commitment comes into just researching said blog places to make sure that they haven't exactly covered what you're covering, but they are tangentially related enough that the obvious answer should be yes, my audience wants to hear this article from you.
Okay. Cool.
um, yeah, so and then that way you're also not going, hey, what do you need to hear, and then they have to think like,
Yeah.
I don't know, what am I missing. You just go, no, here's what you're missing, here's how I can help, just use it.
Cool. Okay. I like that. I appreciate that. So yes,
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna incorporate that.
excellent.
Um, okay, and then two questions about my course. Does workshop sound better than mini course if
Mm.
you're a busy parent?
Mm-hmm. Workshop sounds like one thing. Mini course sounds like multiple sessions. Um, so if as a busy person, if your workshop is indeed a one session thing, I would call it a workshop. I would also check with other people on that, but that's just
Okay.
my take on those words.
Yeah. And like, I don't think it's a workshop, to be completely honest. Like, you're learning more than one skill. And like, I'm thinking with a workshop, like, you're working on writing or you're working on journaling. You know what I mean? Like, you're working on one thing,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
like, they're learning multiple things in this mini course, which is why I called it a mini course.
Also consider masterclass.
Ooh, even
I
though,
don't like masterclass because personally, I feel like it doesn't sound like something for a beginner,
yeah,
right? But everyone's using that freaking term, even beginner classes. So
I don't like that
I don't
either.
know. Yeah, I would see what your quote unquote competition is calling
Okay.
these things
Okay. I'll take a look.
more often than not.
Yeah. Um,
Um, yeah, I wonder how else to just check your audience. I mean, if you're following a bunch of your audience, like just scroll through and see what they talk about.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
guess it's a little harder on Instagram, but if people on like Facebook and stuff are saying like, I'm taking this workshop or I'm taking this mini course, that like
Yeah.
helps.
Okay. I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Um, okay. And then also in the book that I read this morning, mind you, it was only 140 pages, so I feel like I should clarify that I didn't read like a fucking 400-page book today. Um,
And watch the entire New Girl series.
it was just on in the background. It was one of those days, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You needed a
um,
little company in the
I
form of
did.
Schmidt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, so as far as like bonuses or like delivering more to like a client in a course, like in my mini courses, because I did them recently, I built in bonuses, quote unquote. But
Yeah.
in my big course, I don't have bonuses, quote unquote, built in. Like, would it be worth it to just like go back in and call things a bonus in a certain week to make people feel special?
Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
Okay.
There's a time. Um, but yeah, I from my experience in my course, right, I think I leaned way too heavily on discounts, and that
Mm-hmm.
didn't work for me. And then I was listening to a podcast from I think Pat Flynn, who's like a big guy in the course world and podcast world and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he mentioned like he really likes bonuses over discounts
Okay.
because for various reasons. And then I was at another like online workshop where Donald Miller said almost the exact same thing, and I was like, maybe that's where I missed. So just based on their perspectives anyway, just kind of parroting what they said,
Yeah.
maybe try to not worry about pricing and more worry about like overwhelming with bonuses. And like
Okay.
these could be things you're going to give away anyway, but you just like put them in the bonus column, and then it's like, oh man. But then the
Okay.
bonuses have to like go away. There has to be a time limit.
I was going to say, and that being said, like, should the bonuses be built in weekly or should they just be like a bonus section that you get at the end?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's just more about the actual sale of the course, right? That
Yeah.
kind of bonus. So I don't know. Might have to play with that.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think I'm going to revise that and like add some bonuses. Yeah. I actually do have bonus
Bonus.
material now that I'm thinking of it that I can just kind of stick in at the end. Okay, cool. Good
Yeah,
talk. That was good. That was good.
cool.
Excellent talk.
It's amazing too. Once you write these like articles you're talking about, and just the
Yeah.
longer you're in it, you're just creating like content around your thing. And
Yeah.
then if you just put it in your thing and say it's a bonus, then it's great. So like you can write these guest articles and then just film yourself reading them basically, and
Yeah.
boom, bonus training on X. you know, like,
There once was a. Oh, I know a limerick and I don't remember it right now.
man from Nantucket.
It's
Mm,
dirty limerick.
that's the only one I know. I don't even know it anymore, really. I just know that's how it starts. And then it's dirty. And I don't remember anything of the rest of it. Don't tell
uh,
me this is a family podcast. It's fucking clean, okay?
I don't think we have explicit on our description either, which is great.
Oh, we should probably do that, right? The people who care really care. So
Sorry.
sorry. Listening with kids on the way to school, and then Josh cursed randomly.
Mom, what'd he say?
Mom, what is fucking?
There's a whole Netflix special on that, guys, if you missed it.
History of curse words. All right, you done? Got anything else?
um, I have things that I want to work on for this week, but I'll tell you during my goals. So
Great.
I'll set a timer, and you
Ba-ba-ba.
have 10 minutes starting now.
Okay, so guys, before you go advertising that you own a domain, probably own that domain. It's a close call. If someone really wanted to screw me over. No, so I started building that website, and my assistant has been working very furiously on pitching music, which has been grand. As I was building the website, I realized I don't want to just kind of have an online portfolio of my music be that website, because the eventual goal is to make 505 Songworks an actual licensing company that licenses music that's my own, but also other people's, and exporting New Mexico music, locally sourced, homegrown, organic. I was thinking about as I designed the website, like I wonder if that should be the whole shtick about the website. Like if I go to like organic farm kind of websites, farm to table kind of websites, and steal things
My
to
mind
be
just went to
different.
Randy from South Park.
Or not. So
Integrity. Integrity Songworks.
so so anyway, as I was building that, my assistant was realizing that there's a lot of um music supervisors out there who like blatantly say on their contact information on their websites like no unsolicited music, mostly because they already get plenty of unsolicited music, to be honest, because people don't follow the rules. And also, I think it's like a legal thing. Like they don't want anyone to say, I sent you that music and then you used a song that sounded like mine, so you clearly stole mine and I'm going to sue you, right? So like there's like a legal reason to not want somebody's intellectual property in your inbox. Makes sense.
Hmm.
So as she was kind of discovering that and communicating that to me, and I was building the website for like the future, I was like, oh, the future is now. In like a small way though, right? So I realized what I need to do is I need to make 505 Songworks a legitimate licensing company today. Um,
Ooh.
and it doesn't mean I need to go out and get 50 clients or a billion songs. I just need to present that way.
Mhm.
Um, and then I can continue to build that slowly over time, and that'll be fine. But I need the website to kind of present like what tomorrow is going to look like, not what
Yeah.
today looks like. And that way, if anyone we do pitch to that's open to pitches, like looks me up based on the email address being 505 Songworks, then it's like, okay, um, this person knows what they're doing in the industry, right? They know
Yeah.
the legal stuff about how to clear a song and all that stuff, as opposed to it's just a songwriter who maybe they sounded great, but maybe they're going to be a pain to work with because they don't understand any of this crap, right?
Yeah.
So I want to present that like I know what I'm doing in that arena. And so when my assistant asked me, hey, what should we do with the people who say no unsolicited music? Um, I said, what we should do, we should put them in a separate list. And once the website's built, hopefully soon, we will email them. And instead of emailing them a song,
Mhm.
we will just email them and ask them to solicit us as a licensing company.
Cool.
And so basically my plan is, and I want to get your feedback on this, is that I'll say, hey, we're a licensing company out of New Mexico, making sure, blah, blah, easy to clear, one-stop songs, et cetera, jargon that they'll understand. I would just love it if you added this email to your list if you're ever conducting a search or looking for something that you don't have.
Yeah.
We would love to give you options if we have them.
Yeah.
Um, and just make it sound like, here, I'm here to help. Just I assume you send out an email to some trusted contacts every once in a while. Just
Yeah.
add this email and we'll supply you with stuff that might work. So basically, get around the no unsolicited music by just asking them to solicit us
Yeah.
for music.
That's awesome.
So, and I think like that's something you can't do as an independent songwriter or musician or band or anything. But if you're actually building a licensing company, there you go. So that's why I was like, this became a rush. Like, oh, the future is now. Like, I need to present that way. And then if I get any emails that are like, cool, you're on the list. We are looking for this right now.
Yeah.
And it's something like I don't do. Like we're looking for an R&B, blah blah blah. Like, okay,
You
not
don't
me.
rap? What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Not everyone does everything, Cel. um, but I know people who do, right? So if I get that, then they don't want a response if it's not good because that's just a waste of time, right? So I can go looking real quick with the community of musicians here, see if I can find something that fits the bill and offer it up to them, right? Just super quick. And if I can't do it super quick, no big deal. I mean, for the most part, they just don't want a response if they don't assume every music licensing agency has an option for them. That's why they usually have a list of a few people. So I
Yeah.
just figure I'll just get on the list and see what I can do. And then maybe that's how I'll start to find my quote unquote clients of other musicians and songwriters is as I get the need for their music and I go find them and identify them and I bring them in
Yeah.
with one song. Then I go, cool, what else is on your catalog? Let's just get that in. So the next time something comes up, I can just pitch it.
That's awesome.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. And that just all kind of coalesced this week. What do you think about all of that?
I think that that's fantastic. I'm sorry it lit a fire into your ass really quick, but I think it's good uh, because this is how my mind works. Um, the legality of it, like, do you have to like open up a new business in New Mexico then for it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yep,
you're lucky that
absolutely.
that's cheaper than Nevada.
Yes. Um, right now, everything is under Jbit
Yeah.
as the parent organization. But once I get my first like real big check
Hmm.
that's like made out to 505 Songworks, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be like, cool, time to do everything
Yeah.
and
No,
make it
for
a
sure.
totally separate thing. Um, but yeah, that's the plan for sure.
Okay.
And yeah, so and the other fun thing, like a little tidbit I realized as I was building the homepage, um, was I started building the homepage with like pictures of recording studios and guitars and stuff like that. And then I realized, wait. My customer is not a musician. My customer is a filmmaker, right? So I don't want the homepage to be like, look at those fancy musicians over there. I'm one of them, because that's not what they're thinking.
Yeah.
We want them to be like, oh, this person understands filmmaking and music. So I got like a stock photo of a guy holding a camera, clearly like filming
Yeah.
some music video or something on set. Um, and I made the thing say like, you tell the story, we set the tone, to basically say like, we know what you're up to,
Yeah.
customer, and we're here to help. And it was like a last minute like epiphany of like right before I started really designing a website geared towards musicians. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, that's not who I'm trying to talk to.
That's awesome.
So keep that in mind with whatever you're up to. Like, does your website talk to your ideal client? Because I was about to talk to a completely separate group of people that are like also my client in some ways, but the website doesn't exist to sell to musicians. Like, hey, why don't you bring your song over here? I'm not looking for like the music supervisors. I'm not looking for unsolicited music,
Yeah.
right? I am looking for unsolicited people going, hey, do you have music for my movie? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Do you think that that epiphany came having worked with, or like having read so many books, done so many courses, and like that just like dusted itself off for you?
Yep,
Nice.
absolutely.
Cool.
No, it was back in there. It's like all the people, Seth Godin, the Donnie Miller, like they were all just going, "Who are you talking to? Remember who you're talking to. Use the Force, Luke." Stuff like that. Obi-Wan was in there anyway.
That was actually a perfect Donald Miller thing because I feel like he always references Star Wars.
Ah, see, me and Donnie go way back on the Star Wars thing. um, yeah, so that's been my week. How much time do I have?
That's a
I
great
have one more
question.
little story.
45 seconds.
Great. I'm going to fit this in real quick. On the Jbit side of things, I had to present to my networking group this week. So I had 10 minutes to talk about whatever. And they wanted to learn about malware because a lot of people don't know the ins and outs of that, which makes sense. So I did. And as I was building the slide deck, I was like, I should like offer a service around this. So I built a service. I made an offer as I was building an educational presentation,
Hell yeah.
and did kind of my own little webinar with them on Zoom. And basically I was like, here's some great antivirus you should get. And a lot of people are like, oh, I can't, like antivirus is not 100% foolproof, right? So um, sometimes viruses get around that, and you go, oh, why do I get antivirus if I always get infected? So I'm offering antivirus like plus kind of
Nice.
thing. I called it like PC protection, whereas it's you pay $100 a year and you've got really solid antivirus, and if anything goes wrong, I fix it for you,
Hey.
no extra charge, right? Um, and so I put all that in, and it worked. Like I got a text right after the meeting. Somebody's like, "Really? That's it? I'm gonna do that." And it's not for everybody. Some people are like, "Well, I can just deal with my own crap when the antivirus fails or whatever."
Yeah.
But some people are like terrified of that, or it happens often, so it gets expensive through the year.
Yeah.
And those people like, hey, look at this kind of sort of computer insurance program.
Hell yeah.
Um, so another thing I just kind of built on the fly this week.
That's awesome.
And I'm still building it. Now I got to put it on my website so that I can offer it to other people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So that's basically it. And mostly I wanted to see if you could poke holes in the 505 Songworks
No, dude,
thing because it happened so quickly.
I think it's really good. I'm very excited about it. I think I think your approach to getting people like other artists on it to do it organically is a really smart choice too, because like you're gonna know what they like, what creators out there need,
Right.
and kind of getting it maybe not so much a la minute, but like getting it as they need it. I think is gonna help foster the sound that you have as a licensing agency.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah. And also, I'm just not going to waste a bunch of my time and other people's time like signing songs to represent
Yeah,
that aren't going to go anywhere.
totally. Yeah.
Just be like, oh, this is what everyone wants. And then, yeah, I need to long-term goal, not this week, it's not going to happen, but long-term goal, Netflix has their studios here in Albuquerque now. I need to make some networking connections over there.
Ask BNI, bro.
Ooh, I just had that thought.
Duh,
I'm going to ask
Becky.
BNI. Duh.
You have the
Why,
good hair.
Becky?
What's wrong?
All right, Chell. Time for goals. What are your goals this week?
Cool. Let me get my book out. Okay, so podcast pitches. I need to do at least 10 legit pitches with like very specific, like to the target mom podcast. No no spelling errors. Spelling my name correctly because I did that wrong too. That's fun. Don't judge me, man. Um, yeah, so I need to do at least 10 this week, at least. Um, I want to start a clubhouse room. So for me, that looks like reaching out on Instagram to some of the busy mamas that I know that I already have a good relationship with and see if they
Mhm.
want to go live with me on Clubhouse. Um, but like I said before this, I just got invited to be on a dietitian slash nutrition clubhouse room specifically for busy moms or like in the wheelhouse of like exactly what I do. So
Right.
super
Nice.
fucking cool. And that's March 5th. So that's like a 2 week out thing. Um, okay, so those are my two really big goals. But I think to keep me on track, I'm going to give you another one uh, a quiz opt in. I need to at least kind of hash that out for myself. And maybe it's just an outline this week. And because this keeps me honest, let me write 10 there, Clubhouse, quiz opt-in outline, and I need to kind of revise my customer experience. And that was also based off of the book that I read today. I don't remember the name of the book, but obviously it was very valuable and exactly what I needed today. Um, Essentially just going through my customer's experience from the time they like reach my site or like the first contact that they have with me, whether that be on a podcast, on my Instagram, whatever, and just making sure that it's consistent and that they understand what I can provide. They understand their issues, they understand what I can provide, and then the follow through. I think my follow through is good. It's just like it's called like it's basically the most essential point is what I'm lacking in. So I'm going to be working on that this week.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. What about you?
That's a good laundry list. I'm going to do again a lot, but it's going to be a short sentence. I'm going to finish the website. So home page. Now, of course, I think I can always add pages later, but what I need to do is as at least get the mile markers down there. The about, the a page with a sampler of songs. Maybe a page with artists, depending. I'm going to research other licensing agencies and see what their main pillars are.
Cool.
But to me, that's probably at least three, if not four, other pages, like one contact page, um, at least. Maybe I'll discover more in researching more. I researched a lot of people's home pages this last week to build mine, and then now I'm always research, always look at what people are doing, you know?
Totally.
Um, so I think that means I'm going to have at least like three or four other pages, and we can always add pages years later as we need them. But
Yeah.
um, I want to get it like looking like a legit site and published by next week so that anyone from all the pitches looking back at like, well, let's look up this company, can see something, you
Yeah.
know?
Cool.
Yeah. So, and I'm not making like 3 trainings for people and slideshows this week, so I think I'll be able to do it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
All
Josh,
right.
real quick though, I have something to
Yeah.
admit. This is a
Admit
coffee
something.
cup, but I'm definitely drinking wine.
Wow. All right. I have something to admit too. This is a mug, and I'm definitely drinking tea. So you
Oh
can probably
my.
tell from the tea tag thing.
Dude, I've seen people do that and it's like actually wine in the cup.
Oh, that's
That's a
hilarious.
COVID trick, bro.
Well, look, whatever. It is like 9:30 your time. You're welcome to do what you got to do.
Oh, I started drinking during the BNI meeting that I went today out of a coffee cup.
Excellent.
you
All
know.
right. With that, that's a wrap on Casual Friday. If you have a question for Casual Friday, you can email us at unstuck.institute@gmail.com or hit us up on Instagram at unstuck.institute. There you can see lots of crazy things, including my fluffy puppy. If you haven't already, download our free life book to keep the ball rolling on your own productivity. Get your life book today at unstuck.institute/lifebook. That's it. Have a great week. Be excellent to each other. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye, Unstuckers. Also good to note the fluffy puppy was not a euphemism. He actually does have a fluffy puppy.